Hi there. Okay, so let's introduce ourselves first. I'm Emily Strong, and I'm a writer and producer in New Orleans. I've worked as a production secretary and later as a script coordinator on movies and shows like the first season of True Detective, 21 Jump Street, Spike Lee's Old Boy remake, 12 Years a Slave, and Now You See Me.
And I'm Nancy Christina. I'm a director producer based in Southern Louisiana. I've worked in the film industry for a few years, and my background is in production and visual effects. In the latter, I've gotten to work on some cool projects in the Star Wars franchise, like Andor, Ahsoka, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and most recently Five Nights at Freddy's.
And you will be the director and also producer of Emergency Contact, which is a TV show that I developed because I was hoping that we could produce it here in New Orleans, inspired by what Issa Rae did with Awkward Black Girl and later Insecure on HBO. Emergency Contact is inspired by a lot of TV shows, including like older ones like The Golden Girls, Odd Couple, some other stuff that just kind of lives rent free in my soul. But I was especially inspired by the model that Issa Rae presented of making a name for yourself by making the thing itself, yourself.
And a conversation with you actually inspired me too, Em. We were both working on a project together and just reconnected, realizing that you were looking for a director to direct material you wrote, and I was looking for a cool writer to produce with and direct their stuff.
Yeah, and I had like mostly left the film business. Do you ever really leave the film business? But I had left the film business and but ended up working on that show that we worked on together, The Haunted, for about 6 weeks while I was also working my day job, which I still have at the library. And I learned a lot on that show and met a lot of really talented and amazing people that hopefully will work together again on this project or other projects. And I also used what I've learned while producing podcasts and working on smaller projects, like my friend Jamie Hatley's Always Open the Eureka Hotel, which we filmed in Memphis shortly before the pandemic in 2019.
And don't forget Love in Quarantine, which was a series of extremely short videos that we launched on Instagram in 2020. And we were still in lockdown. Everybody was in quarantine. There wasn't any film work happening, but we figured out how to develop and produce and film a TV show while all the actors and crew were quarantined in different locations, anywhere from California to New York to Louisiana.
Yeah, and for some context, we'd been having meetings with the director earlier in 2020 before the lockdown about filming the pilot of Emergency Contact ourselves as a proof of concept for the series, as well as a calling card for ourselves and what we can do and what our friends are capable of. And we were going to meet up about the budget and timeline as soon as trips to LA happened and Mardi Gras was over. But then, yeah.
Yeah, then it became clear that we weren't going to be able to shoot the pilot. And so we pivoted. I'd gotten an idea for this web series that was based on two characters quarantining together because they didn't want to not see each other for 2 weeks.
I think that project, Love in Quarantine, more than anything else, gives me confidence that we can produce the Emergency Contact short.
And so with that inspiration, it's why we're fundraising. If this is a condensed version of the Emergency Contact pilot that focuses almost entirely on the two leads of the Emergency Contact series.
Yeah, and it's about 14 pages, just a few characters and locations so that we can do it on a shoestring budget. The short version has a beginning, middle, and an end. So we'll be able to submit it to film prizes and festivals as its own thing, but it introduces the two leads of a much longer story. So my long-term plan is that we can build an audience and get funding to make the entire first season of the show here in South Louisiana, where we have so much talent.
While we've got everybody here, do you want to give folks the log line or elevator pitch?
Yeah. Emergency Contact is a dramatic comedy about Eliza and Kim, two grown-ass women who meet awkward at a miscarriage support group and might just become family. There's themes in this that I think a lot of people will be surprised that that resonate with them, like pregnancy loss, pregnancy as an older woman, as a single woman, but also just like the sort of feeling that I think a lot of us have right now of being the adults in the room and not really feeling like adults and not really knowing who our people are and having to sort of make families for ourselves that look different than we were told to expect how we would make a family. So I think there's something here for everyone. And I love these characters so much.
And you know what? If we can make a show during quarantine with absolutely no budget, imagine what we can do with a little change in our pocket.
Yeah. Yeah. We can't wait to show you what we're capable of and also to discover it for ourselves along with you. Thanks for listening and please help us out and help us make this a reality because we're so excited about it.
We're super stoked about it. Thanks for watching.